So briefly in this tutorial, we're going to talk about how to add elements that are not initially on your HTML page. How do we add it using JavaScript into the DOM, into our HTML page? So let's go into it. I'll bring in my HTML structure. Okay. Now within the body tag, I want to put in my JavaScript. To put in my JavaScript, the next thing I want to do, before I do that, let me just add a button here. Let me add a button and just say add. So inside my JavaScript, what I want to do is to create a variable called add element. And so I'll say document dot or use the create element. And then what do I want to create? I want to create a div. I want to create a div. Okay. All right. So I'll create a div. Okay. All right. So I'll create a div. The next thing I want to do here now is to create maybe a function. Okay. And call it add. So within the function, and the instruction I want to give to it is that once I click or carry out this function, okay, I want something to happen. So what I want to do is to say, okay, I want this element that have been created to be added to the HTML page. All right. So what do? I'll then say access the DOM if I'm using the document dot. All right. Then where do I want to add it to? I want it to be added to the body. Then how do I want to add it? I'll use append. Okay. And then what do I want to add? I want to add what have been created, the element that have been created. So I'll add it here. Okay. All right. So if I click on this, nothing happens because I have not added the instruction as an attribute here. So on clicking this, I want the system to carry out this. So look at what happens. You're not seeing anything now because the element that have been created, okay, they were supposed to give it some styling. So let's come to our header tag here and then do some inline styling. So I'll say for the div that have been created, that is the container that have been created. Okay. So let's say I'm giving it a width. Let's give it a width of maybe 30 pixel. Then a height also of 30 pixel. Okay. So we can give it a background color of say red. So let's see what happens. So we can now see that it has been created. Let me change this to section. Okay. Right, we're getting there. So I want to now change. I want to change this my div. Okay. Okay. So let me change this section, style it, and then let's display it as flex. Display as flex. Let's increase the width to about 100. And we will justify the content space between and reduce this. So in order to create this, what do we do? So let's move this into this function. Okay. So let's see what happens here. Okay. So that is working. So what we simply did is to say, let's move this element, okay, that we are creating into the function. So that each time we click on this button and then we call that function, it always creates a new element. So let me remove, let me comment this. So let's see what happens here now. Okay. So this is how to write a simple code of creating an element that was not initially in the HTML page, right? We can also create elements using the using the JavaScript code to create new elements into the HTML page.